Hi, this is Business with Dave. In this video, I'll be helping you create a curry street food business. I'm just going to be riffing some ideas and be sharing some tips and advice and stuff I've seen other people do, tips I've gathered during my experiences, and hopefully you can take some useful information from this video. But yeah, let's jump straight into this video. So firstly, curries are one of the most popular foods in the world, so doing a street food business is probably quite good if you are interested in curries in general. If you are passionate about it, if you have a particular curry from your maybe culture or where you're from, then obviously you could apply some of that into your street food concept and street food business. It just means that you have a bit more origin story. You can tell your story about your family's recipes and stuff like that you could adapt to your business, so that's a good USB. But some of the other curries that you can create a business from are Japanese curry, Indian, Thai, Sri Lankan, Indonesian, so many different other curries as well that you can also maybe create a concept around. So do consider these different cuisines. Some of the stuff that you could also do is just making sure that you have enough, maybe have 3-4 different options that people could choose from. They could literally be 3 or 2 types of meats and maybe 2-3 vegan types or vegetables, where hopefully people could have a variety as well. But this will be just some of the stuff you should be considering. We will be riffing more ideas later on, but these are some of the main cuisine concepts that you can consider and some of the most popular I've seen around people doing. And the point is that lots of people will know these types of cuisines, they will have tried the curries, so you just need to do your research, making sure that there is a demand, making sure you can create the best curries for this type of cuisine, and then you could apply, maybe you could add your unique style to it, add a twist to it, make sure you can create a fusion of it. Don't go too wild because people do like traditional as well. So do consider different options, different condiments, different carbs that you could go with it. It could be bread, it could be rice, it could be noodles potentially as well. Different cuisines will have their different ingredients and different styles, so do consider each component when you are deciding your street food concept for your curry store. And definitely have maybe 3-4 different choices that people could choose from, so maybe 2 or 3 types of meats and maybe 2 or 3 types of vegan/vegetable types of curries. People like variety. If you're doing more, people are more inclined to maybe give you a try, because then if they can mix and match for a box, then people are more likely to come shop at you than if there was just 1 or 2 things, which won't deter anyone. It's just that with more options, people can choose more and hopefully they'll get more value for money, so do consider that. But being safe, always having chicken, maybe having beef or pork, or maybe lamb as well. These are your types of meats that you can be creating amazing curries from. Maybe if you're doing Japanese katsu curry, then you're doing that pork cutlets and chicken as well, deep fried in panko and making it nice and crispy, just stuff like that. Do riff the ideas, do create some of your own ideas, and do see what other people are doing. So that's the most important part. See what is proven, see what people have done, and see if you can sort of copy it, apply it, adapt it to your own sort of unique concept, and you'll be able to create a business like that. And some vegetables include like dal, chickpeas, just like general root vegetables, sweet potato, lots of different like cauliflower, broccoli, just so much different variations going on, and you can literally be tapping into it. So do consider each one, what it will taste like. If there's a traditional dish in terms of the cuisine that you could hopefully make famous, make it your own, then do think of all these things as you research and take notes down. And obviously some of the carb options that you can have are rice, bread, you can have it in a wrap, you can have it over fries. So many different options that you can have, but definitely do consider the stuff that will be easiest for you to maybe get, will be able to easy for you to make, and it's not too complicated, it's not too time consuming. Maybe you could buy everything in bulk and just bring it and cook everything there, but literally try not to make it too heavy in terms of labor and work wise, because if you was to do it by yourself, you wouldn't be able to do all of this prep by yourself. So do consider different options and different carbs, because ultimately the carbs will bulk up your dishes, so it doesn't have to be just purely the curry and purely rice. It could literally be poppadoms and all these other stuff on the side, and add the different condiments and salads and stuff. So do consider these different options in terms of carbs that you could be giving to people. And don't forget the naan breads as well, because I do like a good naan with my Indian curry. Just stuff like this where if you can make it from scratch, then great. But also you can literally buy everything in bulk. So you can buy all the naans pre-made, bring them in, heat them back up, and just offer that to customers. Doesn't always have to be homemade. You literally buy everything already made. But if you can create that homemade, you are creating that USP that will be unique for your street food business, which I feel you could add so much value. You could also charge a premium price, and hopefully you could be famous and well known, and who knows who will come from miles and miles away for your type of food, because they've heard that you make everything from scratch, that you serve the best Indian curry in town, and they want to come explore and come try you out. This is some of the stuff that you could later expand into maybe multiple market stores, or maybe open up your own shop. So do consider the whole concept, the whole brand as a whole. You don't want to just be restricted on just creating a market store business. If it can potentially be something bigger, then do try and thrive to be better and add that quality, add that branding as well. And it could literally be you building up something from scratch and you seeing how it goes. So do try, why not? So one of the other best things about creating a street food business for curries is that you literally cook everything from scratch, maybe from the night before. You could cook everything the night before or 2 nights before. It will marinate up in flavor, it will mature, and then the next day you just literally heat it back up, and hopefully you can sell it as soon as. Super quick, super efficient. You don't need to cook everything on a day. Often our curries do taste better the night before, so do let it store up well in your fridge, and you can sell it and save so much time on the day of trading, to hopefully you don't need to prep anymore, and then you'll be selling it straight away, which is super efficient, super easy. The next thing is that you can create an assemble to order. So if you have all your curries ready, you have all your rice, your naans ready, when an order comes in, you are literally putting everything into a box and then giving it to customers. Literally this process could be done in under a minute or 2 minutes max. You'll be getting in those volume sales, people won't have to wait too long, and then you'll be getting those sales in ahead of all your competitors who may need to take time to make their food from scratch, or they need to make it to order. If people can see your line going quicker than someone else's and they don't need to wait too long, then they're more likely to come to you. And I think that's the best sort of form of technique to move forward with this, because as long as you make everything already, then you already know what it tastes like. You don't need to make it to order, and you can be getting through those curries as quick as you can. Particularly if you have lots of batches in reserves, literally when one batch finishes, you could heat up the next batch, and then you can continue selling. And that's the best thing. If you can continue selling, then you can get those people in and out very quickly. And as well as that, you can also offer mix and match. So this is where I've spoken about before. If people could buy a box, which is a small one or a large one, and that they can mix their match of meats and vegetables and maybe carbs, then that gives customers an extra option. You can add extra value and charge a slightly higher price for it as well, because it's not a fixed sort of, you have to buy chicken for this amount. If you want to mix and match, then you pay a slightly more. Then they're more likely to try different types of curries along the way. And who doesn't love being able to try different varieties? Because ultimately as human beings, we want everything. So if you could give me everything and I could just pay a slightly higher price, then I'm more likely to buy it, and I'm more likely to be happy with my purchase, because I'm trying this, I'm trying this, I'm trying this, and ultimately I'm full. If you're making your curries full with all your carbs and stuff, and I'm happy and my money's worth is there, then I'm more likely to come to you than someone else who is not offering me value for money for ultimately not filling me up. So do consider the mix and match approach, because ultimately, who doesn't like customizability? Who doesn't like choice? And if you could offer that choice, then you could be ahead of that pack. You could also offer lots of sides and lots of side dishes or side vegetables, chutney, sauces, spicy sauces, mayo, I don't know, condiments and garnishes and toppings like that, peanuts and yeah, all that fluffy stuff. Make it look pretty and making sure that people have lots of choices. If it literally is you assembling to order, it can literally be from rice to curries to salads and to giving them cutlery, and then there you go. That's literally a minute's workflow and you're getting through in a couple of minutes. Literally, if you're getting through a lot of customers in that sense, then you'll be making a lot of sales on that day. So do consider the different added on stuff, because people do like the added on stuff. You want to maybe try to restrict that, but if it's free, then people will be like, whoa, if that's free, I'm more likely to spend more because I'm getting that value for money. And that's the thing that a lot of people will look out for, so do consider that, because if it's already there, if people can see people carrying your food around and be like, whoa, where do you get that from? They'll be like, bam, come find you, come buy from you, because they want a piece of that action as well. And as well as the food being tasting great, and obviously your food must taste great, if it can in some ways look great as well, then it could be Instagram worthy. It could be people taking pictures of it, sharing it on their social media, and hopefully that spreads to 10, 100, 1,000 people, because ultimately that will be spreading to different types of people from around the world, different parts of the city, different parts of the county and stuff like that. So do consider if it looks good and people could write stuff about it as well, it's more likely to attract more customers to your store. But ultimately, if it doesn't taste good, then obviously people will come back. They might become first time buyers, which you want to avoid, because you want it to be repeat business. So as long as it tastes good, it looks good, and it's value for money, then you are on to a winner. Because lots of people will look out for maybe the odd unhealthy food and just look out for the indulging food, but they can't have that every single week. They can't have that as a treat every single week. But if you can make it healthy in a way, but still be delicious and flavorful, then you are literally onto a winner, because this literally all the combination stuff that people will want to spend money on doesn't have to be a premium price. It could just be a medium price, but you'll be getting in that sales ahead of other people as well. So do consider that. So once you have all your sort of concept stuff figured out, your menu sorted, you have maybe a couple of curries, you've got a couple of carb options, you have your menu design, you have your cuisine nailed down, you have your branding sorted, and you're selling it to people. Literally, in order to get more people to try your food, one great tip, and I've always advised it in my previous videos, is to create samples. Is in order to attract people in, get people tasting your food. If they could taste a little bit of your curry and a bit of naan bread, then at least they know what it tastes like. If it tastes good, they're more likely to come buy from you than from someone who they've not tasted before. So it is such a good advantage to be able to give out little bits of your food in order to get people's taste buds going. Because if they don't buy it from you on the day, they might buy it maybe in a month's time or 2 months' time, or the next visit they come. Ultimately, if you can get them tasting, they would know the taste of it, and then they would sort of subconsciously remember your food. Because number one, your business is nice to offer them a free sample, and also your business is nice in order to let them try for nothing. So they will remember that in subconsciously, whilst they remember the flavors that is going through their mouths and stuff like that. So do consider these different things that you might not factor in, but if you can let potential customers try your food before they buy, they're more likely to buy, they're more likely to bring their friends, they're more likely to, hopefully the next time they come back, to give you a try, because they've tried your food before and they know what it tastes like and they know what to expect. The worst is when you buy food that you think, oh, it looks good on menu, it looks good on display, and it tastes not so good. They won't come back again. They'll probably mouth you on social media, or they just ultimately won't spend money at your business again. They won't tell their friends about you, and that's the thing. You want them to be telling friends and family about you. You want it to be free word of mouth advertising, but if you can't do that well, then you won't be getting that. So do consider making sure if the sample is good, your food tastes good, do consider giving out samples. So thanks for this video, guys. Hopefully you found this video useful. I've put in a lot of knowledge and a lot of words into this video. It's probably quite long and you probably wouldn't want to watch the whole of it, but if you have, then hopefully you found this video useful and that you could apply it to maybe a curry concept that you're currently already doing or you're planning on doing, and different options that you could have. There's so much variety you can be doing with different curries and different cuisines that is so interesting to be able to explore. And definitely curry is one of the things where you can't really go wrong as long as you sort of get all the right balance right and that you have a focus on a type of cuisine. Literally you can improve as you go along. It doesn't have to be the finished article when you first start. Test it out, see, give it to your friends and family, see what they think, and then maybe as you progress week by month, that your food is perfected and that people know about your food, how it looks, how it tastes, and then you'll be solid in it for the future. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Like this video if you like this video, and do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. I'm Business with Dave. I create videos on street food and just business in general, and hopefully save you money in the long run. But yeah, I've been Business with Dave. I'll see you next video. Take care.